going for a what?
A grilling.
With a light in your face.
Who dares wins?
Welcome back to Dramlet. This is Drams with my dad. This is my dad.
Yeah.
Today we're going to just have a few drams. Both whiskies are sherry casks, and I think it's probably being sherry casks. I think it's the most diversely used cask in whiskey, and you'll find them lots of different combinations of casks. And I thought that the two biggest sherry influences I think we've got in the house are the Tamdhu and the Balvenie doublewood 12. Slightly different on their own. So I've blind poured them, and you've just came in so you didn't know what one was what. I think you have a clue though. Extensive research, I think. So.
Right, I done my homework before we came out.
I think we'll start with the one on our right, so this one here. So, what can you tell me about it just by looking at it?
Well, it's light in colour.
Compared to this one, absolutely.
Compared to the other one.
When you kind of look lighter.
Lighter, yeah.
It's still quite a dark whiskey.
Well, the legs are not just as thick as I've seen them in other whiskies.
It's quite light, you're thinking?
It's light, yeah. To me, it's a lighter style.
Okay. So being lighter style, what would you mean by that?
Well, I don't like the thick stuff. I don't like the heavy,
thick, oily, briny ones.
based ones. Yeah.
Okay. So. So what are you tasting on that?
Don't know, but it's nice and smooth.
So I'm going to go between the two now. So we've tried that first one.
Oh, you want me to put this down?
Do you want it? I'm getting yours. I'm just trying to figure out if I can smell the difference between the two and try and...
Wait a minute. I think it's similar in smell.
I think they're quite similar. I think that...
I'm just not sure how to describe the smell. I'm no...
Yeah, well they're both sherry casks. I mean the Tamdhu is a full 12 years in sherry, but it's a combination of American oak seasoned sherry casks and European oak seasoned sherry casks.
Nectar.
The Balvenie.
Oh, that's lovely. That is super smooth.
So this is the second one?
This is the Balvenie.
Right.
Am I right? Am I? This is super smooth. Don't be wasting that if you're not going to use it.
I'm going to drink it. I'm not going to pour it back in.
No, that's fine then. Oh, aye. It is slightly thicker than the Tamdhu. The Tamdhu is nice and light, lovely, but it's a wee bit more harsh, where there is literally no harshness.
Right. In
the Balvenie. It is super smooth.
Right. So do you think that's down to maybe the amount of alcohol that's in them?
Oh, I don't know.
Because this is 40%.
Right.
And this is 43.
Could be. Well, that would explain the
burniness of it.
The burning.
Right. So it's a spicy alcohol spice.
Yeah. It's warm. I can feel the heat.
Right. So I think when you see heat, you mean alcohol.
Well, I feel heat coming. When it goes down, I can feel the heat in my throat, in my chest. I even think my cheeks are going a wee bit red. Maybe not.
Your nose. So that's interesting you picked up on that. I know you like the Balvenie. My only downside to the Balvenie, it's a great whiskey, but if there was a wee bit more heat there, it would open up a little more with water, or you could explore it a bit more. It's a very nice, easy sipping drink.
I think it's down to the individual.
Absolutely.
Some people like the high alcohol content. I don't. More alcohol in the drink or whatever it is, for me, takes away some of the better taste that you could get if the alcohol was reduced.
Right.
And then you're getting the natural flavours where I think it can be overpowered by the alcohol percentage content.
For me, I would prefer that to be higher proof. I feel it would be a more interesting, more explorable whiskey, but it isn't a bad whiskey.
Oh, it's a lovely whiskey.
I like the Tamdhu because it's got that wee bit more heat on it. You can add a wee bit of water. If you add a wee bit of water to it, you add a tiny wee bit because you're nearly done already.
Aye. I'll need to take my dogs for a walk.
They'll be taking you for a walk.
Take me.
So
yeah, I think just that wee drop might just...
I think I'll change it a wee bit.
It's done it. It's taken away the burn.
Right. But it's left a spiciness.
I'm trying to think of the licorice. like an aniseed licorice.
Mm-hmm.
It's brought that out. It's just enhanced the flavour. It's made it for me more enjoyable along the smoothness of the Balvenie.
Aye.
Straight.
So Balvenie's already brought that down to your desired proof,
Yep.
right? It means the whiskey can go longer rather than having stuff at 60, cask strength. They only get whatever's in the cask. They can water it down. It goes longer. This is, so at 43, it's not a massive difference, but you adding that wee bit of water's brought the proof down to 40, and it's opened it up a wee bit.
Definitely.
I think when you try the Balvenie with a bit of water, it might be too watery now.
I'm not touching it with water. I'm not wasting that.
Okay.
I do like the Tamdhu, and maybe if I sit in the house at night and that bottle's just no long opened. It was my anniversary bottle after 30 years right enough. So
It'll not last 30 years.
I'll not last 30 years. It might not even last 30 days. But anyway, I think it's nice sitting with that now. I'm thinking I'd put a wee ice cube in that and just let it melt in, rather than a drop of water. Just that wee drop of water there, just for me, just opens up the flavour and takes away the harshness and brings it down to a level of what I like.
Yeah. Didn't you drink it all?
What am I going to do with it?
We need cheers at the end.
Oh, do we?
I'm not going to have any cheers at the end. I'll do a little flavour test on a tasting note on the Tamdhu. The fruit's waxy, kind of lots of the raisiny kind of flavour off it, lots of spices, bacon spices like cinnamon. There's that sulphur note that I get off it as well, which is a kind of, you get a lot of sulphury notes off Speyside whiskies. I don't know if it's just the water up that area.
All of that what he said.
Palate's light. It's fruity, it's not jammy though.
It's not jammy, it's fruity.
It's fruity, but it's very light fruit.
Yeah.
The alcohol in it shows a wee bit. Wee bit of kind of tinny, metallic-y vanilla. It's not a deep vanilla, so it's not like an ice cream.
Yep.
And the finish is long-ish, but it's a light, thin finish. But loads of the spices shine through, so that I really like cinnamon, like a dusting of cinnamon on a cake.
And I think that shines through more if it's not diluted by a wee bit of water.
Absolutely,
I think if you do the water, I think for me it makes it a wee bit more smoother and more enjoyable.
Yeah. So you do a wee tasting note in your Balvenie.
See, I never ever thought about sitting just trying to dissect all the different flavours. If it tastes good, it makes me feel happy. That's me. Definitely a wee bit chocolate, I think.
On the nose?
Aye.
I can see that, yeah.
I'm thinking of some other kind of fruity, sweetie or something, like, I don't know.
Cadbury's fruit and nut.
No.
No.
It's lovely. I love the smoothness of it. It is a wee bit heavier than the Tamdhu. It's smoother, which I enjoy.
More well-rounded.
It is more well-rounded. I think
That's pointy, that's rounded.
I was going to say that the Tamdhu's got a bit of a kick. There is more of a kick off the Tamdhu straight. A wee bit of water to me brings it to the same level as the Balvenie.
So if you enjoyed that today, like, subscribe, comment what you enjoyed about the whiskies, if you tried the Tamdhu or the Balvenie. Also hit the bell icon so you're notified when me and my dad do another Drams with my dad again, and you can grab a dram.
And get fired right in about it.
That's my life.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
There you man. Take the dogs out. He's going to tidy up.